Christina.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you so much for coming. I know it's been a crazy busy day.
It has been a crazy day.
Okay. We just both need to take a deep breath after the classroom we've been in. I am interviewing you because I want to know what you do.
Okay.
We teach really close to each other, 10 feet away from each other, but honestly, I hardly ever get to talk to you. And it's been that way for 3 years, so I'm just really interested in what you do as the recess source teacher here. Because we might speak about confidential things, I want you to know that this needs to be confidential.
Okay.
And thank you so much for coming. And do I have your permission to take this today?
You sure do.
Okay, thank you so much. All right. Let's start off by, could you tell me about a typical day in your classroom?
Okay, so I'm a special education teacher. It's a resource setting. So a typical day, I start off, I have a morning bus duty. Actually, I'm walker duty, so I stand out by the buses and I help kids across the street and say good morning as they walk from home. And then that goes till 8:40. And then the second I come in the building, I start with my social skills group. So I have kids immediately. So from 8:40 to 9 o'clock, we are hitting the ground running, doing social skills. And then from then on, I am moving till from 9 o'clock until 12:05. I have back-to-back groups of reading, writing, and math support. They're 30 minutes at a time, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade groups, and they are in and out. They come for 30 minutes. We do reading instruction, writing instruction, math instruction, working on those IEP goals, but also what they're working on in the classroom, and we are busy. And then I take a break for lunch and my plan time, and then I finish up the day with 4th and 5th grade doing math and reading. So it's a busy day, but it flies by.
Do you ever have to take anything home to get done? That's all, I'm laughing because
yes.
I think I know the answer to that.
I take things home constantly. I work on IEPs a lot at home. In fact, last night I worked for 3 hours after my kids went to bed on an IEP that I have tomorrow. So I work a lot on my paperwork at home and just getting ready for the next day with my kids. So yeah, okay. I do.
I know you do. I see it. Okay. What school staff do you collaborate, partner with on a daily basis?
So definitely the classroom teachers. I really try to do my best to work with the classroom teachers, and that way we're on the same page when it comes to the kids. I try my best to do what they're doing. So if they're working on reading nonfiction books, we're reading nonfiction books. So in math, I do the grade level math with my kids. I just do a lot of reteaching and providing some additional supports. But we're doing the exact same curriculum, but because they have to take that state test, I try to do the exact same curriculum. I just try to do the reteaching, and I try to kind of fill in those gaps where they need to be filled in with my kids.
So besides the classroom teachers, is there anybody else you?
The other special education teacher and I collaborate a lot. Our building aide, we collaborate a lot because we're trying to work to make sure that all of our kids are successful, not only when they're in our resource classroom, but also when they're in general education. So when they're in their regular classrooms and specials. So I collaborate with our special education teacher, our building aide, also specials teachers, because our kids go to specials every single day. And we want to make sure that they are successful in specials. And also reading interventionists, I try my best to collaborate with you because a lot of times some of your kids that you work with, they end up coming to us and we evaluate them. So working with you is really important in our ESL team, our speech and language pathologists. So try to collaborate with a lot of people. I don't feel like I have a time for that a lot, but I try to collaborate with as many people as I can.
Okay. I feel the same way you do. We're so busy.
Yep.
But we do hardly talk, even though I feel like yesterday was a perfect example. After school, I came in because I needed to share a document with you that were related to teen, and you probably had 5 people in there saying Mrs. Hansel, Mrs. Hansel, Mrs. Hansel. So I feel like we maybe talk in passing, but I wanted to ask you your honest opinion. Do you feel departments within our school truly collaborate well with one another?
No, I mean, I feel like exactly what you just said. We do a lot of talking in passing. I'm constantly talking to classroom teachers in the hallway. If I walk down the hallway, someone stops me because I don't have time. We don't have common plan times where I can meet and collaborate with each grade level or with you. So we do a lot of communicating in passing over email, before and after school quickly, but everyone's so busy and they're trying to get out of here, get things ready for the day. So yeah, I feel like we could be doing a better job with it. I feel like if we had common plan times, or I was able to sit on it on grade level collaboration maybe once a month, I think that would be beneficial for the kids.
Okay, you've touched upon two of my questions.
Mm-hmm.
One was, what methods do you use to communicate with staff and our parents?
A lot of email, a lot of face-to-face with staff. Parents, I do email, phone calls. Some students that are on behavior plans, they have a daily report almost, or sheet that goes home, or weekly sheet, but just depending on the student. And then IEP meetings, I hold IEP meetings for all of my students, so parents come to those and we meet and discuss progress that's been made.
And then I also wanted to ask, where do you feel we would be an area where we could improve upon, and you mentioned collaboration time together or plan time together.
Yeah, I feel like that would be amazing for us as specialists, for you in reading and for me in special education. I feel like it would be great if we could have maybe once a month or twice a month a sit-in on grade level collaboration. I am not able to with any of my grade levels because I take my plan time when my kids are doing like science, so the classroom teachers are teaching, but I'm taking my plan time, so I can't sit in and collaborate with them. We just have different schedules, so I think that would be great if we could find time in our schedules to do that.
Okay. Finally, I guess I have two left.
Okay.
What do you find the most challenging part of your job?
I would say the most challenging part of my job is I am a resource teacher, so I have a lot of kids with learning disabilities, but I also have kids that are in there with social emotional concerns, or maybe ADHD, and they fall under the category of other health impaired. So I have a lot of kids with various needs, and that's not challenging, but when you try to put them in a room with kids with a learning disability that are truly there to learn and that are struggling, it's hard because their instruction gets interrupted often. There's a lot of times throughout my day where kids are coming in and it's not a part of their schedule, and so the second the door opens, everybody looks up from the table and kids' instruction is constantly getting interrupted, and so that's very, very difficult. Also, some of the behaviors that we have can be extreme at times, and it is very disruptive to the day, and to those kids that are truly there to learn and to make progress and to make improvements because they want to. So I think that's probably the most challenging, is trying to manage all of that. Manage kids that are there to learn, but also manage kids that need that social emotional support so much. It's hard because I feel like I'm always going 1,000 different directions. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
You are working on your Ed Specialist, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
So you've been through a lot of college and a lot of prep. You have your master's, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
What part of your schooling or what do you do now that you feel like maybe your schooling didn't prepare you for?
So my certification is in mild to moderate disabilities, K through 12. I do not feel like my schooling, specifically with the mild to moderate certification, prepared me for all this emotional and behavioral aspects of my job. I don't feel like I took enough coursework in that. I've gotten a lot of training because that's a big part of my job now, so I've gotten a lot of training since then, and I've worked a lot with school psychologists and autism consultants and all of those supportive people in our district to help me gain more knowledge. But I feel like in school they could have prepared us more for that and how to manage those large groups of students. I have right now a 5th grade group that has 9 kids in it working on writing, and then I also have 2 other kids that have social emotional concerns that are in my room at that same time.
And I know the size of your room.
Yeah.
It's about 12 by 12.
Yeah, so
yes,
it's hard. So
I
managing those large
those
groups.
Kids all over on the floor and on desks.
So being able to manage those large groups I think would be great, and then also just having more training in that social emotional support.
So let's end on a positive note.
Okay.
What's the most rewarding?
I would say the most rewarding part of my job is I get to work with kids over various years. I don't just have the same group of kids for 1 year and then they move on. I usually have kids anywhere between 3 and 5 years, and so I see where they start and where they begin, and some of the challenges they're facing, but I also get to see them and all the progress that they make over could be 5 years, and that's the most rewarding part of my job. I love that, being able to see the progress, even if it's a little bit small. I see it, and I love that part, and that's why I'll keep doing it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Christina.
You're welcome.
And we do have to keep it confidential. I just want to remind you of that. And I know that you have kids about 2 minutes ago.
Yep.
So we're going to wrap it up. But
Okay.
some of the things I heard you say, just really, really quickly, was that you hit the ground running. You have a duty before school. You have a duty after school.
Mm-hmm.
You have back-to-back groups.
Mm-hmm.
You feel that collaboration is a challenge sometimes
Mm-hmm.
because of time. One suggestion you had was that if we had common prep times, that would really help.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like your class is very diverse.
Mm-hmm.
Am I getting that right? Or if that would tell me
definitely.
it's not. And sometimes that presents a challenge because you'll
Yeah.
have some students with all sorts of different diagnoses in the same very small room.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's been a
Thank
crazy
you.
day, and we both had unexpected things happen before, and
That's
I know
great.
it was really hard
It
to
worked
come in
out
here. Thank
good.
you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.